drink, sex, but there's also loads of different addictions, right? Being in your phone, food, maybe games, maybe whatever it is, right? Most things that are addictive, gambling, that one, if done too much, majority of them can be life destroying, and they can stop you from doing pretty much everything except what you're addicted to, and it destroys you from the inside out. If you haven't dealt with addiction, I hope you never have to, but for those that do, know that the addiction they have sucks so bad. You may not know this, but feeling bad for when you commit your addiction. So let's take the example of drugs. It's a very basic one and it's quite a common one. The cycle is you feel bad, you feel a type of way, you do the drug, you feel a little bit better, and then you feel really bad for doing the drug. You're feeling bad, you do the drug because you feel bad, and it's a revolving circle, and it goes around and around and around. And for most addictions, this is pretty much what the cycle is. Now, how would you break that cycle? Well, first, you need to want to break it, right? If you feel depressed and you feel like, well, what the heck anyway, you're probably never going to break that cycle. But if you genuinely want to, that's the first step. A lot of people will say acceptance of the addiction, stuff like that, which I guess, yeah, right, you need to accept you have an addiction, because if you don't even know you have an addiction, how are you going to fix it, right? But after that, it's about actually wanting to. Now, I find with my own addictions that I have, that replacing them with something else is good. And a lot of people do this, but they do it in a bad way, right? Maybe instead of drinking, they'll smoke. Instead of smoking, they will eat, stuff like that. And they'll replace an addiction with addiction, which can be done in a good way. You can replace, like, maybe doing drugs with gym, right? Or smoking with maybe vaping, or I don't know, right? I mean, vaping's still bad for you, but there can be alternatives, right, that are healthier and better for you. The only thing is these healthy addictions don't come as easy as the instant gratification addictions come along. You actually really have to work for it, so it's quite hard to do. So remember, when you're trying to beat your addiction, you might as well spend your time trying to do something that's worthwhile, right? Something that comes fast will leave fast. Something that takes a long time to come will probably be a lot better for you, and it will probably take a longer time to go anyway, which is good, right? If you're eating healthy, you lose a lot of weight. Probably going to take you a while to gain it back on. If you're learning something for a really long time, it's probably going to take you a long time to forget it. So it's good. Anyway, that's just me rambling, right? What do I know about addiction, right? I've had certain addictions in my life. Have I let it destroy my life? In my world, yeah. I feel like I have. I've let addictions destroy my life in certain ways that really upset me. And sometimes those addictions, and they come and they go. But what I've learned more than anything is hating yourself for addictions, right? Because you will just repeat the circle. As long as you hate yourself for what you're doing, you're going to keep making that mistake because you feel bad. If you can sever that, it makes it a lot easier not to do that thing again. I used to bury myself in games constantly for hours and hours and hours and hours, days even. And I'd look up and I'd be like, wow, I've just spent like 3-4 days straight on a game. Now I feel like rubbish. And it's because it's an addiction. And was I playing for fun at one point? Probably not. Like, I was just doing it just because it made me feel good at the moment, but in the long run it didn't. So yeah, I think the most important thing is to sever that bit where you feel bad about yourself, because when you feel bad about yourself, the thing that makes you feel good is your addiction, and then it just repeats the cycle. So next time you do something that will make you feel bad about yourself, just go, okay, it happens, acknowledge it, understand it, and move on. Don't hate yourself for it. Don't wallow in self-pity, because the longer you do that, you're just going to keep going back to it. And understand you're not alone. So many people have addictions. A lot of people hide it, right? You have people that hide it all their life, right? You wouldn't even know any difference between them. A lot of people have addictions, and you're not alone in the addiction. There are people that can help you. There are people that have gone through what you've gone through and can teach you things and show you how to be better and how to cut that addiction out of your life. I don't know why I decided to talk about addiction today, but that's what prompted me. Maybe one of you will see this and take something from it. But if there is anything that you can take away from this, it's just go easy on yourself. There's a reason you have an addiction, and there's a reason why you're using that, why you're leaning on that, right? There's a reason why you do it. And I'm willing to bet that the reason why you do it, the reason why you lean on it, is a good enough reason. That doesn't mean it needs to be you. That doesn't mean that your addiction needs to be who you are. You can change. So don't go so hard on yourself for falling into something like this that was probably destined to you, which is unfortunate, but you don't need to stay that way. You don't need to be the person you are now in that addiction. You can change, and just go easy on yourself.